The dance between genius and chaos. In a world that often craves stability, Gemini pirouettes through chaos like it's their stage. They're the Zodiac's magicians, spinning straw into gold, transforming fleeting thoughts into empires. But this magic isn't without its shadows. It's a tightrope walk between brilliance and unraveling. A dance where every step teeters on the edge of greatness or collapse. Picture a Gemini in the heart of a storm, arms wide, grinning as thunder roars. They don't just weather the chaos, they are the chaos. And they wield it like a brush on a canvas. Gemini is a living paradox, the dreamer with a blueprint, the jester with a philosopher's soul. Where others see a mess, they see a map, a chance to explore, to create, to conquer. Their mind buzzes like a beehive, ideas colliding and sparking, each one bolder than the last. Yet, that same restless energy can trap them in a maze of their own making, second-guessing every turn. But here's the secret. Their chaos isn't a weakness, it's their strength. It's the fuel for their fire, the raw clay they mold into something extraordinary. Gemini doesn't just build empires, they birth them from the ashes of doubt and daring. This journey isn't about flawless victories, it's about the messy, beautiful process of turning storms into legacies. So, whether you're a Gemini or just someone who marvels at their spark, buckle up. This is your front row seat to a tale of transformation, where chaos isn't the enemy, it's the golden thread. Gemini shows us that real empires don't rise from still waters, they emerge from the wild, untamed dance between genius and chaos. Sharp intellect, the spotlight and the dark night of the soul. Gemini's mind is a blade, razor sharp, slicing through life's clutter with ease, yet sometimes turning inward to nick their own spirit. They're the Zodiac's bright sparks, spotting connections others miss, lighting up the dark with their curiosity. Think of them as a spotlight in a foggy night, guiding the lost, revealing hidden paths. But when that beam swings back to shine on them, it can expose cracks they'd rather ignore. Imagine a Gemini at a party. They're the star, tossing out quips and tales that leave everyone hanging on their words. They're electric, unstoppable, until the lights dim and the crowd fades. Alone, their thoughts race like wild horses, galloping through doubts and what-ifs. Am I really this clever? Or just a good actor? They muse, even as the world claps for their encore. This is Gemini's double-edged gift, a mind that dazzles but demands a toll. They're the playwrights of their own epic, basking in the applause, yet wrestling with the quiet after the curtain drops. That brilliance can feel like a spotlight and a shadow, illuminating their path while haunting their peace. I once knew a Gemini who built a business from a single wild idea. She was a whirlwind, pitching to investors with a grin, coding late into the night, turning her vision into reality. Everyone called her a genius. And she was. But in private, she'd confess how the silence scared her, how she feared it was all luck, not skill. Her empire stood tall, yet she had to learn to stand taller within herself. That's Gemini's challenge. Their intellect is a superpower, but it needs a leash of kindness to themselves. For every bridge they build outward, they must carve a quiet corner inward, a refuge from their own storm. It's tough, but it's how they turn cleverness into lasting strength. If you're a Gemini, hear this. Your mind is a treasure. Even when it feels like a tempest, you're not alone in those dark nights. And your light isn't dimmed by a flicker of doubt. Shine it outward, sure, but save some for yourself. And if you love a Gemini, be their steady hand. Behind their quick tongue and bright eyes is a soul-craving connection. Hold space for them, and watch their clever spirit spin chaos into gold. Fluid as the breeze, chasing horizons and craving ground. Gemini sweeps through existence like a playful breeze, untamed, fleeting, and forever out of reach. They don't merely adjust to life's shifts, they embody them, threading through the mundane to uncover fresh trails, bold visions, and towering empires, where others grip tightly to routine. Gemini pirouettes with the unpredictable, flashing a mischievous smile amid the chaos. They're the Zodiac's shapeshifters, molding themselves to every curve of destiny, always rising anew. One day, they're the daring visionary pitching a game-changing idea. The next, they're the wandering dreamer sketching poetry beneath foreign skies. And somehow, It all feels effortless, like a stroke of pure magic. Yet this brilliance casts a shadow. Gemini's tireless spirit can turn them into nomads in their own lives, eternally drifting. Rarely pausing, they race toward distant horizons. But in their haste, they sometimes miss the earth beneath their souls. Their flexibility lifts them high, yet it can leave them untethered, like a balloon slipping free of its knot. It's the bittersweet riddle of liberty, thrilling yet isolating, vast yet disorienting. I once knew a Gemini who lived this whirlwind to its fullest. She traded a predictable office gig for a travel blog, then leapt into launching a business, all within 12 months. Each leap was a victory, proof of her knack for reinvention. But in hushed confessions, she'd admit the constant flux left her unmoored, like a sailor without a shore. Her empire stretched wide, crossing borders and dreams, but her heart yearned for a steady haven, a place to simply be. This is Gemini's tightrope walk. They're wild souls who quietly hunger for stability. Their adaptability is their golden gift, but it can also trip them up. The secret lies in slowing down, in savoring the moment, in letting their restless spirits find calm. When they master this, their empire doesn't just expand, it flourishes. Rooted in the truth that real freedom isn't only about flight, it's about choosing where to rest. If you're a Gemini, cherish your roaming heart, but dare to sink roots now and then. Your versatility is your Midas touch. Wield it to craft not just an empire, but a refuge. And if you cherish a Gemini, be their steady shore. They may roam, but they'll always drift back to where they're truly known. Tongues of fire, weaving kingdoms and the whisper of stillness. Gemini's voice is their spark, each word a flame, each exchange a chance to ignite wonder. They don't just talk, they enthrall, transforming idle chatter into a chorus of connection. Their mind is a lightning storm, their speech a river of molten silver. And with a mere phrase, they can open gates, bind allies, or kindle uprisings. It's no surprise they're the Zodiac's born connectors, stacking empires brick by conversation. They're the bards, the peacemakers, the dream weavers who spin language into treasure. But beneath the dazzle lurks a subtle ache. Gemini's flair for words can feel like a blade with two edges. They pour out eloquence effortlessly, yet they often wonder if their voice truly lands. Their thoughts sprint ahead of their tongue, leaving them stranded in a silent echo chamber. It's a strange twist, virtuosos of dialogue, yet aching for resonance. They link the world with golden threads, but sometimes feel marooned on their own shore, haunted by the sound of their own words. Consider John F. Kennedy, a Gemini whose oratory stirred the globe. His voice lit paths of hope, yet in solitude, he grappled with its burden. Or take Angelina Jolie, whose words have reshaped lives, though she's hinted at feeling alone in her own radiance. This is the Gemini arc, illuminating the masses, yet occasionally fading into their own dusk. I once saw a Gemini friend hold a crowd spellbound with her quick humor, leaving jaws dropped. But later, alone, she murmured, "Sometimes, I feel like I'm speaking to no one." Her empire rose on her gift for connection, but she longed for something rawer, a space where her words weren't just caught, but held. It's a nudge that even the silkiest voices need a nook to shed their polish and breathe. This is Gemini's challenge. Their speech is their strength, but they must wield it gently. They need havens where their voice isn't a show but a lifeline to real closeness. When they find this, their empire transforms from a web of contacts into a hearth for kindred spirits. If you're a Gemini, trust that your words are alchemy, but don't let them trap you. Seek those who hear the soul beneath your song, not just its tune. And if you adore a Gemini, listen hard. Past the sharp quips and bright laughter lies a heart aching to be seen. Be their echo, and watch their empire, and your tie, grow unshakable. The twin flame, duality is power and peril. Gemini is the Zodiac's living paradox, a soul split between two worlds, forever dancing on the edge of brilliance and burnout. They are the twin flame, two spirits in one body, each pulling in different directions, yet somehow moving in harmony. This duality is both their greatest gift and their heaviest burden. On one side, it makes them the ultimate shapeshifters, capable of juggling a dozen dreams at once. They are the writer finishing a novel before dawn, the entrepreneur closing deals by dusk, and the adventurer planning a world tour over dinner. Their empire isn't just a project, it's a symphony of passions. Each note played with finesse. But this gift can feel like a curse. Gemini's twin nature can stretch them thin, like a tightrope walker between two skyscrapers. One misstep, and they tumble into doubt, wondering if they're chasing too many stars at once. Their mind becomes a battlefield. One side whispering, "You're unstoppable," the other hissing, "You're unraveling." It's the shadow of brilliance, a spirit that can't sit still, even when it craves rest. I once knew a Gemini who lived this struggle fully. By day, she was a tech visionary, pitching ideas that left investors speechless. By night, she was a painter, splashing emotion onto canvas in a riot of color. Her empire was a marvel. But behind closed doors, she confessed to feeling like a puzzle missing its center. "I'm everywhere and nowhere," she said, her voice a mix of pride and exhaustion. Her success was undeniable, but her soul was a storm, caught between two winds. This is Gemini's delicate dance, embracing their duality without letting it tear them apart. They must learn to let both sides coexist, like the sun and moon sharing the same sky. It's not about choosing one path. It's about weaving both into a tapestry that's uniquely theirs. This might mean setting boundaries, carving out quiet moments to recharge, or leaning on friends who understand their twin nature. They don't need to be everything at once. They just need to be true to the flame within. If you're a Gemini, remember, your duality isn't a flaw, it's your fire. Let it burn bright, but don't let it consume you. You don't have to choose between your many selves. You were born to embrace them all. And if you love a Gemini, be their mirror. Reflect their light when they forget how brightly they shine. In their duality lies their magic. Help them wield it wisely. From vision to empire, Gemini's path to greatness. Gemini stands at the crossroads of dreams and reality, a visionary with one foot in the clouds and one aching to plant roots. They don't just imagine empires, they sketch them in the air. Their words painting castles where others see only sky. But to turn these visions into stone and steel, they need more than inspiration, they need a map, a plan, and a steady hand to guide their restless spirit. This is where their journey truly begins. Step 1. Dream with precision. Gemini's mind is a kaleidoscope of ideas, each one brighter than the last. But to build an empire, they must focus their gaze. Start by writing down the boldest dream you can imagine. Don't hold back. Let it be as vast and wild as your spirit. Then break it down. What's the first step? The second? Think of it as a puzzle. Each piece is a goal. Each goal a stone in your castle's foundation. You're not just dreaming anymore, you're designing. Step 2. Weave your web. Gemini is the Zodiac's master connector, a social alchemist turning strangers into allies with a smile. Lean into this gift. Attend that conference. Join that online forum. Send a message to someone who inspires you. Your empire needs a tribe, mentors to guide, peers to challenge, and collaborators to bring fresh magic to your vision. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your charm is your key, and the doors it opens are endless. Step 3. Create without fear. Creativity is Gemini's secret weapon, a spark that can set the world ablaze. Don't shy away from the bold, the strange, or the untested. Your empire isn't meant to blend in, it's meant to stand out. A beacon of fresh ideas in a sea of sameness. Whether it's a quirky marketing move, a product no one dared to make, or a solution to a problem everyone ignored, trust your instincts. You weren't born to follow paths, you were born to carve them. Step 4. Anchor your restless heart. Gemini's spirit is a wild horse, beautiful, swift, but prone to wandering. To build something lasting, you need to tether it. Just a little. Set small routines. A daily goal check. A weekly reflection. Think of it as a compass, not a cage. You can still roam, but always know where your North Star lies. And when the urge to chase a new dream strikes, ask yourself, does this serve my empire? Or is it just a beautiful distraction? Step 5. Celebrate the small wins. Empires aren't built in a day, and Gemini's impatience can be their downfall. Learn to savor the journey. not just the destination. Did you land a new client? Finish a chapter? Solve a tough problem? Celebrate it. These moments are the bricks of your legacy. Each one proof that you're moving forward. Let them fuel your fire when the road feels long. The world awaits your touch. Gemini, you are the Zodiac's alchemist, turning chaos into gold, dreams into empires. Your clever spirit, your duality, your words, they're not just gifts, they're your legacy in the making. The path won't always be smooth, but it's yours to shape, to bend, to conquer. Embrace your twin flame, weave your connections, and let your creativity run wild. The world doesn't just need your ideas, it needs you. In all your brilliant, messy, magical glory. So take a deep breath, and take that first step. Your empire isn't a distant dream, it's already stirring within you, waiting for your Midas touch. Build it, Gemini, the stage is yours.